Turn HDMI back on.
Test. Test.
It's working?
Junior defender number 6.
It's not working. Is it?
Wait.
It's working?
Yeah. Ronnie, you try yours.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
There you go.
Welcome everybody. We apologize for those technical difficulties. We are now live on air for the IHSA. This is a girls sectionals match between the 9, 7, and 3 Lake Forest Scouts against the 1 seed Carmel Corsairs, who are 12, 6, and 1. I'm joined here by Ronnie Mandel to be doing color. Ronnie, what are your thoughts on this matchup that we're going to see today?
Well, we got a really exciting matchup of two hungry teams here. Obviously, in March, these guys played against each other. Carmel got the leg up 2-1, so always it's interesting to see the second game of a doubleheaders, sort of say. But going into the sectional final, I expect two teams to compete their tails off. Lake Forest has been playing really well down the stretch, and Carmel's kind of been dominating everyone. They won 11-0 last week, so they're clearly on their game too. I expect a fast-paced game. The weather is awesome. People are really engaged, so we got a dandy here at Deerfield High School.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. We had a very close match the last time these two teams played, with Carmel barely getting the win 2-1. So it was a one-goal game. This match could swing anyway, and it's going to be about who plays better on this given day. Let's look at some more stats. So Carmel is ranked number 314 nationally at 47 in Illinois, and Lake Forest is 538 nationally at 78 in Illinois. And I think two players that we're going to have to look out for on Carmel are going to be Emily Fix and Anna Hartman. Ronnie, what can you tell us about them?
Well, Emily Fix has got a quick 1-2 step, really likes to get ahead of the defender, always has shots in goal, really efficient player, doesn't really turn the ball over. And then Anna Hartman is also kind of that add-on piece that always makes the correct plays, kind of the catalyst of the team, has been on the team for a long time. And
let's look at some numbers about those two players. Emily Fix is the leading goals per match for Carmel with an average of 1.3 goals per game. So expect to see her on the scoreboard today, and she leads the team with goals with 22. And Anna Hartman has the leading assist per match on her team with 0.9, and she leads her team with assists with 12. So I think these two players we're gonna have to watch out for on Carmel. They're the two leading players, and if Carmel wants to get this win, these two players are gonna need to deliver. Now we're gonna national anthem. A big round of applause for our national anthem as this contest is about to begin. Ronnie, any final thoughts before we begin here?
Let's see who kind of takes possession at first place. Scenarios, teams tend to try to play to not to lose, and between these two teams, I really want to see who attacks it, who won't be afraid to maybe make that risky pass, go ahead, get more shots up, and we'll try to really attack the opponent. Both teams got really good goalies too, though, so
that's completely true.
I expect a very high-level match here.
Completely true. Neither team playing here at home, but all the families and parents still made out a trip. We had a great crowd showing here today, and yeah, like you said, how teams play not to lose. Carmel going into this, they both of these teams should know a bit of each other's style since they played. Carmel knows that they can beat them, and if they beat them once, they can do it again. And whichever team's going to come out aggressive, get that first goal, because a goal in soccer is hard to come by in. So whenever you get an opportunity, you need to capitalize on your opportunities. However, we should also put a little spotlight on Carmel's goalie, Tecampe, who has had 4 shutouts this season, and if she can produce another one here, her team's going to be moving on to the next round. Let's meet tonight's starting lineup for Lake Forest. Number 1, the goalie, Sarah Konstantin. Number 3, Sophie Benjuku. Number 4, Madeline Cummins. Number 5, Elizabeth Flynn. Number 6, Hannah Sands. Number 7, Sophie Gautier. Number 8, Ava Walsh. Number 13, the captain, Riley Hoskins. Number 14, Maeve Bradley. Number 17, Lainey Tabor. And number 23, another captain, Lily Cran. Now for the Carmel Corsairs, number 0, the goalie, Abby Tecampe. Number 2, the captain, Josie Hartman, who we've mentioned. Number 7, Emma Delgado. Number 10, Maddie Nikolai. Number 11, another captain who we've mentioned, Emily Fix. Number 12, Nora Belmonte. Number 14, the third captain, Madison Conan. Number 15, Jillian Miller. Number 18, Mila Shechelmeyer. Number 20, Peyton Carney. Number 20 and number 22, Bella Deamore. And this match is underway.
And Josh, speaking of that atmosphere you're talking about, I really think both teams can feed off of that. We got big following for both of these high schools, so when you have your family here supporting you, I just know as a old soccer player myself that when I had my whole family here, it really gave me some of that much needed juice. And even though they already have a lot, I bet these girls are ready to just rip some heads off. But we got Lake Forest with possession right here.
Absolutely. And with this being played at a neutral site at Deerfield, it was uncertain how many people would come out here to watch because Mundelein and Lake Forest are not the closest to Deerfield. But really, a lot of parents came out here to support their children and their girls, and especially at an important game like Sectionals, having that environment of people cheering throughout the game, especially when a goal scored, makes the biggest difference. Now we have the Carmel goalie got the first possession, her first touch of the game. A lot of out of bounds playing right now. We're gonna have 2 40-minute halves.
And man, if Lake Forest is far though, I don't even live close to the high school. I mean, they're just down the road here. I expected them to have a big following. It's more from the other team, Carmel Catholic. They're all the way in Mundelein. Speaking of Carmel, looks like they got possession here, trying to scooch it back out to the outside.
Yeah, good movement here by Carmel. Not able to get completed and keep it in bounds, but they were making the goalie sweat a bit for Lake Forest. Now Lake Forest is going to have another throw in far into their own end at the 20-yard line. You're going to need to move the ball around into the Carmel goal. Throw it in. And Carmel now gets possession back. Ball goes to the middle. Anybody looking for it. Lake Forest retaining it, but the ball goes out of bounds. Unable to control it to make a play out of that.
I expect this game to open up more as we get into it. You tend to see these playoff games that the first few minutes are a little dicey, maybe not the best product, a lot of out of bounds as we have seen. But as one team starts maintaining more possession, I expect less out of bounds and more open play.
Each team trying to field the other one out right now, and I want to see them play more towards the center instead of out of the sidelines where we've seen a lot of out of bounds happening right now. Here's Carmel trying for another opportunity, but that one's intercepted by a Lake Forest player who tries sending the ball far down the field from their own side. 2 Carmel players on Lake Forest. Carmel gets away with the ball. That's why they're number 1. That's why they're the 1 seed. Here comes Lake Forest trying to create a counterattack. That is Ava Walsh, who chooses to pass it off now. She made some good moves there to set up this attack, playing close to the out of bounds line, and the ball does go out of bounds. It's going to be a Carmel throw-in.
Both teams really need to space the ball more. You see really all the players are on one side of the field. There's a reason they play soccer and football fields. It's because there needs to be spacing, and the successful teams are the ones who pass the ball around and have the equal amount of distribution of these players around the whole entire field. So I think
That's something I'm
more
looking
spacing would be something that would be helpful to both Lake Forest and Carmel.
That's something I'm looking forward to. These teams making space. A deep pass now to number 14. That's Maeve Bradley. She had an opportunity, but a Carmel player caught up to her. The Lake Forest crowd cheered up for a moment, thinking there was going to be something out of that. Some good pressure now from Lake Forest as Madeline Cummins comes up with it. Past the Carmel player. All alone there. Oh, and it just missed the net. That one was shot by Elizabeth Flynn. Lake Forest crowd cheering up now. Good opportunities there. They had at least 3 of them, unable to convert yet.
That's exactly the possession Lake Forest wanted no matter what, because even though they didn't score, now they got the possession on their side, and they got really 2 nice attacks there. And what makes that happen as the game goes on is it really spreads the field out, as I was talking about. And Carmel's defenders look like they're a little unfamiliar with some of the tactics Lake Forest likes to use.
Yeah.
As it looks like there's a foul here.
But also what I was saying
Forest.
about, I want to see which team is going to be able to spread out the field, not just be playing towards one sideline and using the center of the field and moving the ball around, because that's what soccer are about. You got about, how many is it, 11 players on the field. You got to get past through all of them and then deal with the goalie. So you got to use all your players spread out and find an opportunity that's going to work.
In these types of games also, you usually see maybe a penalty kick or some foul that you normally wouldn't see in a regular season game really cost the team. So the other thing that would be interesting to see in this game is if there's any defining play like that that will cost the game, especially if it's one of these lower scoring games that not any team really has much control in.
And it's also going to be really important to build up momentum. Soccer's not one of the fastest sports or the fastest moving. Here's an opportunity for Carmel, I said, but she was offside. But as I was saying, you want to build up momentum, and basically you want to control the game and control the pace. And if you do that, you'll find success in this game. So
that was a great outlet pass by Belmonte there. Just unfortunate that Carney's pass was just slightly early. As you see that Fix was just slightly ahead of the line, but that was a great possession there by Carmel. Very well executed.
Teams are trying to figure out which ball to use. Now there is one, and it's going to be a kick taken from the 25-yard line. And there's the kickoff. No touchback.
I see what you did there, Koifman. I see what you did
We
there.
are playing on a football field. Here's another opportunity for Lake Forest, but Carmel retrieves the ball. Lake Forest blocks it, and then the ball rolls out of bounds. We're going to have a throw-in now from Ava Walsh. Throws it in. That is to Sophie Gauthier. Lake Forest putting good pressure on this team, spending a lot of time in Carmel's zone, having some opportunities, but it only takes one to convert. Carmel, that was not Josie Hartman, that was Emma Delgado trying to look for it. But now Ava Walsh is going to have another throw-in for Lake Forest, looking for an option. Finding a player who's open. That was thrown in the middle. Now, no one coming up with it yet. Headers, hitting bodies. That was an opportunity there for Lake Forest that they tried taking a hold of. Not able to completely capitalize. Carmel trying to move the ball to the other zone. Keeps getting blocked. Here's an opportunity now. If Carmel can win the race, up and the ball bounced right over that. But no, the lucky bounce now. It's number 14. It's kicked, and a good stop there. That could have been a dangerous opportunity for Carmel. And we know that once they get one, they are likely to convert on it.
Something interesting to point out, Josh, is just looking here at Lake Forest, is they got tons of upperclassmen, really hefty amount. And as I said, they really started winning a lot of games towards later in the season. So I bet that experience really propelled them. And you got a lot of hungry seniors there who obviously won't have this chance again. And that may be an advantage, obviously, for Lake Forest as they got seniors scattered all over the field, whether you look at the forwards, midfielders, and defenders.
And this could potentially be the last game of their career, so
Yeah, sadly
you really
it may be.
make it worth it. But half of these players are going to continue dancing on to the next round. We now have a corner kick. I believe that's Jillian Miller taking it. It's centered above the net. A header attempted there by Carmel flew over. Ball's rolling close to the sidelines now, kept in. Lake Forest trying to slow down the pace as they move it towards the other's end. Carmel still with possession now. The ball is given now to Peyton Carney, who the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be a Lake Forest throw-in. Throw-in by Ava Walsh, who's been taking the throw-ins for Lake Forest. And the out-of-bounds saga continues. We are going to be down to about 30 minutes remaining, so we're about a quarter through this first half. Some action, but a lot of out-of-bounds. That's my takeaway so far.
I think that'd be everyone's takeaway. A lot of out of bounds. There's been a few chances for both teams, but not nearly enough to really open this game
Lake
up.
Forest has to be careful there. That was a close chance. Conan was right on them. Was right on her, and if that didn't go through her legs, you got to be very careful. That was tipped there by Delgado, taking the ball out of bounds. And Walsh again with the throw, and I think we've said her name the most times now. With all these throw-ins that we're getting. They're making her work. Chest there, ball going towards the sideline now. Now the ball's being moved towards the center. And just ball going up and someone hitting it. Like a pinball machine we're witnessing right now.
Yeah, usually these teams, though, do have these designated throwers or corner kickers. And it's just for reasons more for comfortability and executing the throw-in is easier when you have the same person doing it over and over again. So even though we've been calling her name a lot, speaking of Walsh, it's kind of her designated role that we see with a lot of soccer teams.
But
now.
here comes, there was a fast break opportunity for Lake Forest trying to create something, but Carmel in the end comes up with possession. Lake Forest looking to get the ball back. It was Tabor who hit it. And now the good progress here by Carmel as they're trying to get a pass that's blocked by Lake Forest. Here comes Lake Forest. They have 3 players now against... Oh, here's a good pass here. That is to Bradley, but far out of her reach, and she's not able to get it as it rolls out of bounds. Throw in now for Carmel. And here comes a good pass. I think it's going to be a bit far out of reach. Yeah, that was a pass to Tabor, unable to find the receiver a bit in front of her. But if that connected, it would have been a deadly opportunity. Kick in now by Carmel. A header, no one knows where the ball is. Lake Forest picks it up. It's turned over to Carmel, who's looking to the pass to Carney. Carney makes the deep pass. Now rushing towards it. The goalkeeper and Carmel are both there. The goalkeeper wins the race. That was Tekamp. We apologize for that pronunciation.
I think Carney's done a great job of pushing the ball up forward. She's really been... several times now has gotten the ball up, really had multiple scoring chances for other players. And that's what you want to do. That's exactly what you got to do to score in this game. And she's
Here
doing
comes
her job.
Walsh
definitely.
again in the throw-in. Lake Forest is in Carmel's 30-yard line.
Lake Forest is on a lot of this possession. I think it's just because of their passing.
Here's a good opportunity now. They're in the corner. Ball does go out of bounds. There's another throw in now for Carmel. Spin move there, it works. Carmel steals the ball looking for a pass to the corner, which is not going to roll out. They're going to keep it, and now it goes out. It's going to be a corner kick. Nope, it's going to be a goal kick now for Lake Forest. We have now substitutions entering. Lily Rebus is one of them. Ryan Rice also enters for Lake Forest.
Number 12, Ada Bodine.
And Ada Bodine enters, and one more, Chloe Klostic.
So now considering we got 4 fresh legs for Lake Forest, we'll see if they have any upper leg in the game now, considering that the weather's kind of hot and these players may be a little exhausted to say so far in the first 20 minutes of this game.
And hopefully these players can shift the momentum as what we've been talking about towards Lake Forest's favor so that they can push the pace here and generate some good opportunities.
Looks like we got out of bounds again. Lake Forest will have the ball in their zone, it looks like. We got Walsh again throwing it in. She throws it near the goal. It's a 16. Hovstick loses it. Carmel drives up. They also get stolen. Try to get it back. They do. And now it's 20. It's Carney with the ball. Carney misses it.
Here comes Walsh now back for Lake Forest. Ball turned over to Carmel looking for a pass. It goes out of bounds.
And speaking of that momentum you were talking about, both these teams are coming off really nice win streaks. The playoffs started a week or two ago, and both of them have had one dominant game. One team winning 11-0, the other winning 7-0. And that really boosts morale, and that's why both these teams could be here, because they had games after this too where they won close games. But when you know you could score 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 goals a game, you know you got a squad. Both these teams have proven that, and that's why they're at this game right now.
And Lake Forest is on a 3-game win streak now. Here comes, we have a stalemate now at the center of the field with Lake Forest winning possession. A good pass here.
Zesty pass there by
Good
Lake
passing
Forest.
there, but not able to completely connect it to where they want it. Here's a good pass now by Carmel. If only they could get something out of it. Carmel still holding on to possession of it. And now Carmel has brought support. It is now Hartman with it. Running towards it. This could be an opportunity. Going through the side. She decides to chip it towards the center. None of her teammates are there to finish it.
Tough blow there at the end of the play.
I would have just shot
really
it
good
from
setup
there.
there by Carmel. They've been really starting to attack it better the last few minutes.
Finding their pace now. And
we're halfway through the first half here, and it's kind of been the type of game I think we both expected, right?
Yeah, I mean,
so far. And it's just that the game hasn't really opened up quite yet. A lot of out of bounds, and tensions are high, and it definitely looks like that for both teams so far.
We have two teams that are pretty close in level. We mentioned what the score was last time, Carmel getting the 2-1 win. So we were expecting a close matchup. Each team has gotten a few chances. Here's another one now. It's Klostic who was looking for it, but the Carmel goalkeeper got to it before that opportunity happened. Good kick there by Tekampe. Or Tekamp. Trying to keep that in bounds. It does go out, so I feel like we have seen a lot of out of bounds, but for what I've seen, I think Ava Walsh has been taking a lot of the throw-ins, which means a lot of these out of bounds have been because of Carmel, so something to take in note.
And again, this is the sectional semifinal. After this game, we'll have Deerfield versus St. Viator. And then the winner of those two teams will be playing here for the sectional championship. Deerfield, speaking of the Devil, did win the sectional championship last year and got the opportunity to participate in state, where they got third place, their highest mark in a very long time. And they're back here in the Gridiron at 6:30 against St. Viator.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that game. It's between Deerfield and St. Viator coming up right after this. And yeah, the winner of these game and the next game are going to play on Friday for the sectionals championship. We're down to 20 minutes, about 20 minutes remaining, about halfway through the half.
Man, I've been really impressed with Carney. I don't know about you, Koifman, but I've seen multiple times now where she has made really just slick passes that I couldn't even think about, and they've led to multiple goal opportunities.
Yeah, you have seen her a lot and doing some good things, so another name to keep an eye on for Carmel, along with Hartman and Fix, who honestly I don't think we've seen that much of yet, so I'm waiting for them to step up a bit and play the way that they've shown this season. Here's an opportunity now. Ramus is not going to be able to outrun the ball and get to it. Another out of bounds, as now we are at 20 minutes left.
Number 20,
Amelia Fontana is a substitution now entering for Lake Forest. And for Carmel, they sent into, those are McCara Everett and number 23. Lake Forest looking for a turnover. They're unable to get it. It's now on their own end with one of their captains, Hoskins, with it. Good chip pass. They're not able. Wasn't able to be controlled by Lake Forest. Here comes Carmel back on the run. Is that Carney? No, it's not. Who is that exactly? Not
Looks
sure.
like that's Fix.
Yeah. Oh,
Fix got stolen.
that shows us what Fix can do. She would have been off there if it wasn't for that good break there by Lake Forest. Here comes a 3-on-3 now. More Carmel players are back now, so.
And Lake Forest just had a missed opportunity there.
Yeah,
they had a 3-on-2 advantage.
A little errand there. It's Carney on the back
run. Looked like number 12, Bodine, would have passed it up, a little skipper pass. It really could have been a prime goal opportunity. So
from what I've seen so far, Lake Forest has given up some opportunities, but their defense has been strong where they've blocked it up and not allowed Carmel. But here that could change. It's an open end, and there's a penalty on it. Is that gonna? We do have a penalty. I was just talking about the defense, but the Carmel player beat the goalie and was all alone. And that would have been a guaranteed goal if not for that trip. And now it's a penalty kick. Ronnie, you brought this up earlier in the game of how these little mistakes or accidents can have such a toll on the game. And it's like you already watched this game before it happened. We saw how it's been going back and forth throughout. And now what an opportunity it is for number 11, Emily Fix, their leading goal scorer, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. What can this mean for their game?
I don't know why this happens so much. I mentioned being in the game because this is something that happens all the time in playoff game scenarios.
Well,
I'm just going to tell you right here, if Carmel makes this kick, it's going to be really hard for them to lose
Here
this
comes
game.
the kick now by Fix. Shoots it. It's a save there. What a big save. Carmel crowd goes crazy. I don't know from here, but that kick looked like a bit slow. I don't know if Fix hit it exactly the way that she wanted it to, because it looked like it was coming very slow and just rolling on the ground. I was expecting a bit more out of the kick, but wow, you can feel how the crowd and what that meant towards the game by the save there by Sarah Constantine.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you really have to credit Constantine there. I know that wasn't the best shot by Fix, but in this type of scenario with the stakes in this game, that's a phenomenal save. Any save is really good. And now speaking of momentum, it's on Lake Forest's side now, because usually you don't get those chances twice.
Yeah, absolutely. You would think that Carmel would be the one with the momentum, but now Sarah Constantine, when her team getting a lot of out of bounds, she stepped up and did what she needed to do, and she made a big save, and now you can feel that there's more energy now to this Lake Forest crowd and the team where they're like, okay, we were close to being down 1-0. Our goalie came up for us big, and we really need to step up our game now to not let this happen again. But without that penalty, that was a guaranteed goal. The player was all alone for Carmel, so it's a good penalty to take, and luckily it turned out in Lake Forest's favor.
There's other state tournament games going on as well. Cadlin and Bennett is 0-0 with 30 minutes remaining in the first half. We also got Metamort, Notre Dame in a 0-0 draw at halftime. And Geneseo and Morton are playing for the chase for the Illinois State Championship.
Here comes Lake Forest now. They really need to pick up the energy now after they just nearly went down 1-0. Trying to make some passes. The ref blows the play down. Carmel's going to have possession next. Approaching the 15-minute mark of this half.
Again, it's a beautiful day here. Looks like Metro train passed by Deerfield High School. About 70 degrees, a nice little breeze.
Well, there was
sun's out.
There's about to be another good opportunity for Fix,
yeah.
But I think it was an offside rule. She had her palms out, not happy with that call.
Also want to give a shout out to our referees of the game.
Yeah.
It's always tough to find refs in this day and age, but we just want to thank those two for serving the high school community.
And this game doesn't happen without them.
Not at all.
And you also got to now back to Fix. She has to have like a bit of a fire under her. She's more upset now. I believe that's her. Yeah, it is her. Here she comes. Number 11. Misses the net. It's going to be a goal kick. But now she has this fire under her that, hey, I had this opportunity to score on a penalty kick. I didn't convert on it. I got to make up for that somehow. And that just is going to be an energizer for her to shoot the ball more.
But that could be a good or bad thing. Yes, I think it's good that she's got energy. But when that tends to happen to people, they can tend to get too down about themselves and try to prove other people wrong, and then they become less of a team player. So I want to see Fix have that aggression, but also pass the open teammate when she doesn't have
I think she could become less of
chance.
a team player if she lets that fire get under her, but her role on this team has been scoring goals, as she's scored the most goals on this team. So I think what this is going to do to her is she's now going to be inclined to shoot the ball more, and just the Constantine has to be prepared for that to see what she brings. I feel like we've only seen a few good opportunities from Lake Forest at the beginning of this game. They've been pretty quiet aside from that in the offensive zone, and then they just need to bring that energy back and get things going, because the more you do, the higher chance you have to succeed. Good break up there. That was broken up by Ryan Rice. Constantine's going to get that ball, going to pick it up, and going to prevent Conan from getting it.
Yeah, Constantine gets the gold star so far this game. Yeah, just on that save alone, but she really commanded the goal zone. So Carmel has had multiple chances besides that, and she just looks comfortable. She's an upperclassman, and looks like she's been doing this for a very long time.
Well, yeah, I think Constantine has been great this game, but we've only seen, I only think that's the only save she's had was that penalty. I don't think she's had any saves yet. I think she's the golden star based on the events of this game, but I don't think it's been an outstanding performance from her yet. I think as this game goes along, we'll see if she can really make the saves when they are more important, and yeah, that penalty kick was pretty important.
Maybe that penalty kick was just so big because, man, that was such a crazy play, but nevertheless, it looks like Lake Forest has got the ball. They want to take possession after Carmel had the last few possessions. But 10, Nakali steals it. And Lake Forest now has got a prime opportunity right by the net. Just a hair under 13 minutes left in the first half of the sectional semifinal here at Deerfield High School.
There's a good opportunity for Lake Forest now. They're in their own end zone, but Carmel's the first one to get to that ball. There's Benjical who hits it now. Shot. Kind of missed the soccer goal. Maybe it's not big enough for her. Maybe we should make the goal bigger, and that would have been in. But
IHSA annually honors 26 of the best and brightest students in the state with its all-state academic team. The event not only provides recognition through a celebratory banquet, but is also a great accolade for students when applying for college scholarships and jobs. Contact the IHSA for more information on how to nominate a current high school senior.
And I'd like to shout out tonight's PA announcer, Sam Schwartz. He's currently a sophomore at Syracuse University and does a great job and has been in DSI for the last 4 to 5 years, maybe even longer. And he's just got a passion for sports broadcasting. And we thank him for PA announcing this game while he's in his studies at Syracuse.
the race is on now. It was Walsh who gets the ball first, but the ball does roll it outside afterwards. It's going to be a kick, or going to be a throw-in now for Carmel. They've had a few of those. I think Lake Forest has had many more. Throw in. I think the Lake Forest players were a bit too crowded there. They need to spread out more and move the ball around more around the field.
Yeah. Again, the spacing has not really gotten better so far this game. I still see half the field wide open. And I'm just thinking, like, why not space the field more? It gives you more chances. It longers the possessions. Just something to think about. I guess it's tough in the heat of the moment, but both teams need to space out more.
Another out of bounds. Said that a lot this game.
Looks like we got a hockey sub here for Lake Forest and a few for Carmel as well.
Number 5, Elizabeth Glenn. Number 14, Mae Bradley. And number 23, Lily Cran. Into the game for the Coast Bears, number 2, Josie Hartman. And number 11, Emily Fix.
This is what I call the last leg here, the first half. We just had a plethora of substitutions here for both teams. And with under 10 minutes left, let's see if any team gets on the board.
We appreciate hearing from all of you, so if you have any feedback about our broadcast or any thoughts about this game, share it in the chat with us, and we can discuss it through the halftime or any time where we have a break. The ball is thrown back in. Here's Lake Forest, unable to grasp control of it. We're now down to 8.5 minutes remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's unofficial estimated attendance is 272.
Man, that's my favorite part of the game. Sam Schwartz giving the unofficial official attendance of 272, which is a nice mark here. We've been talking
Completely
about this
made up
atmosphere.
number, but could
And,
be
like,
believable.
some people take offense to that. I've done it as a PA announcer myself. I've done an unofficial official attendance, so I like how the crowd took it as a joke as it is. And 272, and all of them have made their voices heard on this fine Tuesday evening.
Well, I don't know completely if the crowd took it as a joke, because the first time I heard that, I believed it, and I was like, does Deerfield High School have some technology now? Did we hire somebody to count the attendance? So
Maybe we do.
It can
Maybe
be
something I'm unaware of.
It can be taken as a joke, but also could be believable to some. If I were doing a PA announcing, I'd probably take the time to count and then make a number.
This is not the only athletic event going on at Deerfield High School right now. Right next to this game, we got the Deerfield baseball boys. Looks like they're playing Antioch right now, and it's a 0-0 contest. We also got some tennis players. We got some bike riders. We've got everything in between here at Deerfield High School. We like to call ourselves an athletic school.
Walsh.
I don't know if you agree, but we really enjoy our athletics here.
Walsh not able to completely keep it in. I would personally put the unofficial official attendance on the video board. I think that's where that belongs.
I think all of them heard it loud and clearly enough. I think 272. I don't think anyone's going to forget that number now. 272. Whenever I think of that number, it's always going to be the unofficial official attendance of this game. Now let me ask you, are the players counted in the unofficial official attendance? Are the refs counted? Or
I
is
don't
it
think
just
so.
or is it just the spectators?
I think it's just spectators.
See, I would add the players too. Why not? Make the number bigger. If I'm at it, I just add, 20, 25, add the refs, and then you get to 300. You also got some filmers. You got some substitution players as well.
I think in general we might be just shy of 200. I started counting a bit, and I got to around 80. So we have at least 80 here.
Substitutions for the Corsairs.
And the Corsairs are now going to send in 2 players for substitutions. 5 minutes left, or a bit over 5 minutes left.
Yeah, this game isn't alone with the 0-0. As I'm looking at some of these other scores in these state tournament games, besides Triad versus Marion, which is 5-0, every game is a 0-0 contest. So this is not unique. This is how it usually is. This is soccer. And there's usually not many goals, especially in the first half. Teams
Well,
are
while you
feeling
talk
each other.
about that,
Ooh, that
running was Belmonte.
That was just a goal by Glenwood there. Got some new information.
A good break up there by Link Forest. It could have been a dangerous opportunity with Belmonte. Link Forest, thinking she had more time than she did, was heavily pressured. I think that's something good about this Carmel team. They keep pushing you and they keep applying pressure. Even when you think you might be free, there's someone always there to not allow you to have too much time to plant something. Running towards the sideline now is Walsh. Getting past players, but not able to get far enough, and it's going to go back to Constantine. She's going to like to pick it up now. Going to do a drop kick. Going to go high to the sky and drop around the halfway mark. And there's Walsh with it again. Pressured. How is she going to handle it? Chips it to number 14, a teammate. Good passing now through here. Their 3 players had to communicate there to figure out who's going to get it. We see Lake Forest playing more of a possession game now, looking for the right opportunity, passing it. Good passing there. It could be an opportunity. Not completely able to get it, but Lake Forest a bit more aggressive there. That's going to be a foul.
I think I counted about 4 or 5 really, really well done passes there by Lake Forest. Really well done there as
I think
you're winding down this first half.
Yeah, those were good passes, and just taking your time because you don't need a quick attack. You just got to slowly make your way through the field, and it doesn't have to be rushed. And just make slow progression.
Not at all.
You can take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You still moved up 1 step.
Look, 1 goal may definitely win that game. Win this game, and that shows that you just need to have good quality possessions, slow it down, make the right pass. You don't need to speed the game up. The game is slower than most people.
Well, they have 3 minutes left.
Be.
Let's see if we can get a goal here. Here goes on the sideline Bradley. Good pass there. It's going to be a race who gets it. The goalie joined it, and the goalie usually always wins in those races. It's a bold decision for the goalie to run out.
Usually when you're able to use your hands, usually you're the one who wins the battle there.
But goalies have to be really, really sure when they choose to run out and play it because you don't want to be responsible for allowing a goal because of your mistake when the game is so tightly contested. But I think we've seen from Lake Forest Walsh taking a step up. She's been important in being the quarterback of these plays and setting them up and starting them from your own, because you got to turn defense into offense. And the few minutes left, Lake Forest is going to send in a fresh leg. A few pairs of fresh legs.
Number 17, Lady Taylor. And number 25, Olivia Oriole.
I think when we're looking at like the last 15 minutes of this half, this has been controlled by Lake Forest. I think we had a bit of a more still made after that penalty kick, but Lake Forest, I think, has started pushing a bit more and being more aggressive, making good passing as we're seeing that right now. It's a good pass now to Klostik. Klostik centering it. That's going to go wide. The goalie's going to get it as we approach. No, the goalie's not going to get it. It's going to stay in. No, it did go out. Carmel's going to get it.
Lake Forest has subbed a lot more this half than Carmel, and as you say, the last 15 minutes they've really controlled possession. So as we head in the second half, maybe Carmel should substitute and clear their bench more to get some fresh legs in. Looks like they'll have the last possession, though.
Down to a minute left in this half.
First half, 1 minute.
Let's see. Can they set anything up? And it's also carrying on your momentum from this half over. You want to feel that you were controlling it, but for the team with the less momentum to feel like it's a fresh start. And whatever happened in the first half happened. It's a new game right now, and whoever plays better in the next 40 minutes will win the game. Now 20 seconds. Looks like Lake Forest is going to get the final possession. Just drawing out the clock now. Trip there down to 10 seconds.
9,
That might possibly run this down.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 40 minutes in the books. The score: Carmel 0.
So, still donut to donut as we've played a half. It is soccer, so we still have another half to go. Ronnie, what are your takeaways from the 40 minutes we just watched?
Well, I think we kind of explained it all in the broadcast, but the first 10-15 minutes was a bunch of out-of-bounds, messy, scrappy soccer. As we got it, I think the game got open. I think the save there by Constantine was a big development as Lake Forest really owned the last 15 minutes. Started getting some shots and goals, the game opened up. As we're going to the second half, I really kind of see the same thing happening. I see Carmel kind of reloading, adjusting a bit because on offense they've been a little disconjointed, but sit back, relax, stay on the broadcast. We really got, I think, a phenomenal second half.
Yeah, we're gonna have more, and we've seen. I gotta go highlight of this first half to that save by Constantine for Lake Forest. That was kind of the tipping point, because if that goes in, Lake Forest is going into this halftime break with, hey, if we want to win this, we're going to have to score 2 goals versus 1, and that makes a big deal. So I think we have a good second half as we're getting a bit of a shout-out now by our PA announcer. So stay tuned to the Deerfield Athletics channel. I'm Josh Koitman. I'll be leaving you for the second half. Jack will be joining you. Ronnie will be staying here. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Welcome back, everyone, to this sectional semifinal between Carmel Catholic and Lake Forest. Now it's Ronnie here with the play-by-play, and I got a new partner. I got Jack with me doing the color. We've had a really up-and-down exciting ball game here at 0-0. So, Jack, what has really stood out to you in the first 40 minutes of action?
So for me, at least what stood out was the unbelievable goalkeeping by Sarah Constantine, especially on that penalty shot. She made a great save on that penalty shot, which really is keeping the Scouts in this game. And if Carmel converted there, a 1-0 lead's a lot different than a 0-0 game, especially in soccer. How far goals are to come by. That was a very, very important save, and that will be a major story if Lake Forest can come back or win this game.
Yeah, this game in the first 15 minutes was quite messy, to say the least. A lot of out of bounds, not much open play, and not many shots. But after the penalty save by Constantine, we saw the game open up a bit. Lake Forest had some shots. As we go in the second half, I'm expecting this game to even out, open up more. As we got a really exciting crowd here, a really nice night as it's starting to turn dawn. The lights are on. People are pumped up. We're excited to take you along the ride for 40, maybe even more minutes of soccer between Lake Forest and Carmel.
But what I can tell, this crowd is one of the most hyped up and involved crowds that we've seen in a while at Paul Adams Field here. At least for me personally, I don't remember crowds like this. I can't date back till football season, Ronnie.
Lake Forest has got possession here to start the game. It's Lainey Tabor, the junior midfielder, who's going to pass it out. And the whistle blows, and here we go. Tabor passes it back. That's to number 9, Rice. Rice kicks it deep into their zone. But Carmel has it. Carmel shuffling the ball. Both teams wrestling for it. We got 12 on Carmel. Nice juke move there by Belmonte. Belmonte pushes it up but loses it. Cleared out by Lake Forest again. Both teams chasing it.
And for me personally, what I've noticed between the Scouts and the Corsairs, in this game early at least, and in the start of the second half, they're really trying to dump the ball deep and just attack down there. Everyone's trying to just dump the ball in and get some pressure going down there. They're not trying to keep the ball in a constant push up the field. They're trying to dump in and get pressure, sustained pressure down the field.
Pass out of bounds there, too deep by Carmel. Lake Forest will have a throw in by number 6, Hannah Sands, as the second half is underway. Sands throws it in, deflected off Carmel, back to her. Jukes it to 7. That's Gother. Gother passes to 5, back to 6. Hopscotch with the ball, but Carmel's got it. They kick it down deep towards the field. It's going to be, looks like a goal kick here for Sarah Constantine, as both teams are pushing it down the field a little bit more in the second half. Constantine kicks it out wide by the 45-yard line, but Carmel has possession. Wrestling for the ball, we got Lake Forest 14. Bradley's looking for it, but it gets stolen. Back to her, though. She's racing down the field. Passes it to 23.
Rebound!
But saved by the goalie. It's saved by Abby Temke of Carmel. Nice save. Back out.
Now some pressure for Lake Forest once again, but Carmel will lose the
Lake Forest
ball.
regains possession, though. It's number 12. 12 passes it in the middle in the lane, but gets it into 17. That's Tabor. 23 heads it to 6. Sands looking for the wide open person. Doesn't get it. Stolen by Carmel. Carmel racing down the field. 11 looking for a wide open player. Passes
11.
it too far, though.
11, Emily Fix is once again, like Josh mentioned, the Carmel's biggest goal scorer. She's averaging 1.3 goals a game this season. And Anna Hartman of Carmel is averaging their most assists with 0.9 per game.
Now the play slowed down. Wow, we got some up and down action here between both teams. What have you seen so far the first few minutes that's been different than the first half, Jack?
Yeah, once again, I'm just seeing a lot of Carmel and Lake Forest just dumping the ball, and it almost looks like they're not running as hard as they were in the first half to try to get some of these balls, and they're just kind of dumping it to the goalie every time. So that's something I expect that the coaches will make an adjustment, a lot more aggressive play style, and now we have a fast break for Lake Forest, but Carmel kicks it out. It'll be a Lake Forest throw-in.
So far in the game, Lake Forest has one shot, and so does Carmel, so goalies haven't had much work to do so far. We'll see if that changes in the second half. Lake Forest throwing in the ball. It's number 8, Ava Walsh. Farther side of the field. Throws it in to 4, it looks like.
For Madeline Cummings for...
She loses it, though, and it goes back to Carmel, but then back to Lake Forest. 14 Bradley with the nice in-the-out juke. She lost the ball, but regained it.
Maeve Bradley passes to number 7,
Gother.
Sophie Gaudier.
To 8, Walsh. Walsh gets it blocked by 14, Conan, but it's going to be a Lake Forest throw-in.
And a little score update for you. The Deerfield Warriors baseball team trails the Antioch baseball team 2-0 at the top of the 3rd inning.
13 Hoskins. Hoskins passes it to 6. Sands seen a lot of action. Sands out wide to 23. Cran. 7 with the ball. Passes it back to Gauberg. 13 Hoskins.
And something I want to...
3. Benjicle. Dumps it out to the 30. But loses it. Now Carmel attacking with the wide open pass. Looks a little deep though. Both teams tussling for the ball. And it looks like Carmel will retain possession.
So one thing I've noticed, Ronnie, is number 2, Josie Hartman of Carmel, the freshman, number 1, has played an unbelievable defensive game so far. She just made a great stop right there. Like, her defense is almost keeping Carmel in the game with Lake Forest's great attacking lately. She's made a bunch of great defensive plays, and she's been fun to watch so far in this game.
Yeah, the defense on both sides I've been very impressed with, because even when there's a wide open player for each offensive attack, I always feel like the defensive player was kind of caught up to them, and that's been one of the reasons why this game has remained scoreless.
For sure, Ronnie.
Carmel, though, has had a little sustained possession here. It looks like 12 throwing it in. Belmonte. Ball way up high in the sky. And it's going to be a kick here for Lake Forest as the header goes to the goalie, Constantine.
Constantine with a big boot around the 50-yard line. Well, Carmel will miss it, but Carmel's defenders are back. They will get it.
Ball took a few bounces. It looks like both teams are trying to get possession here. As the play's gotten a little scrappy. 22, Dia Moore, the pop-up kick. And now Lake Forest has possession. Out wide, looks like we got 8 Ava Walsh clearing the lane, outrunning her opponent. And out of bounds. And it looks like it will be Carmel possession now. Long throw in here for Carmel. A little too far, though, is 13. Hoskins has it. Turns it over, though. But back to Lake Forest. That's 4 with the ball. Cummins. There's a rustle and tussle by the side of the field. Both teams seem rampant here as the clock is starting to turn 6 o'clock here on this beautiful evening in Deerfield, Illinois.
For sure. We got about 32 minutes left in this game.
Both teams running for the ball there. Looks like 7 and 11. But Fix got the better edge. Fix passes it out wide to an offender to 20.
What a save!
Saved by Constantine. What a save!
Her second unbelievable save of the game. Normally on penalty
Did not
shots.
flinch one bit there. She clears it now. What a save.
At least what I've watched from soccer is most goalies in that scenario, especially on penalty shots as well, you just got to guess. There's no way that you're going to be able to reflect that quickly. And she just has stayed calm, stayed back, and just guessed right every time. She's one of the main reasons why this game is still tied for sure, and she's definitely been the best player for Lake Forest today.
Lake Forest now has possession. Walsh, who's had a lot of touches so far in this game, runs it into the Carmel defender, but back to Lake Forest. Something I noticed a lot in this game, Jack, is that Carmel's tried to get possession, but it's always turned it back over to Lake Forest.
Yeah,
Let's
for
see
sure.
if that ends up hurting them
Now,
later in the game. But 23 looks like trying to tussle the ball, but they regain possession. That's 6. Sands tries to dump it out to 4. Cummins loses it, though. Now it's the 11 Carmel has it. That is Fix with the ball. Fix kicking it wide left. Excuse me, wide right. Following the play there for Carmel. So Lake Forest now still has possession. 13 Hoskins here at the kick. Hoskins kicks it to a Carmel defender as they try to gain possession. They did for a few seconds, but Lake Forest stole it back, as we've seen many times in this game. And now there's a track match by the 5-yard line. Carmel taps it out of bounds, so it's going to be a Lake Forest throw-in, as number 6 Sands will throw it in by the Carmel goal.
and make sure to stick around after this game. We will be also doing the Deerfield St. Viator game, which will for sure be a great game. There's some heat in the Deerfield athletics program between St. Viator. St. Viator eliminated the Deerfield's men's boys varsity basketball team in January. So Deerfield's athletic program really wants this win, so it'll be a great game, so make sure to stick around.
Few opportunities there for Lake Forest, but they still got the possession. 23 passes it in the middle of the field, but gets blocked. And back out of bounds. Lake Forest possession remains.
Number 6 for Lake Forest will throw that ball in. Hannah
If we had a
Sands.
possession meter like they do in professional soccer, I think Lake Forest would have, what, 60, 65%?
For sure.
I mean,
They've been,
really controlled possession.
yeah,
Especially in the second half.
totally agree. Just seems like on every play they have the ball. But here we go. Here's a fast break now for
That's
Carmel.
number 14, Conan. Conan trying to dribble through some defenders and does. And passes it out to number 20. That's 20, Carney. Carney juking through some defenders.
What a
Shoots it and
save!
By Constantine.
Her
What a
third
save.
of the game. Unbelievable
Standing
save
on her
once
head.
again. She is locked in for Lake Forest.
It's a Corsairs corner kick.
Now it'll
Looks
be
like we got
a
our first corner kick of the game, or at least the first one in a while. Is Carmel will be having a corner kick here. Looks like number 11, Emily Fix, will be taking it. So,
Taking the corner, number 15, Julian Miller.
excuse me, number 15, Jillian Miller, will be taking the corner. But big opportunity here for Carmel in the scoreless contest. Both teams have packed the net quite a bit here in this corner. And it's blocked by Lake Forest. And cleared out.
lots of pressure.
Carmel
By
still has
Carmel.
possession, though.
Great defensive
Right.
play by Lake Forest. I believe that's number 19,
Yeah, that
Ainsley
was
Mitchell.
Ainsley Mitchell. They haven't called her name yet, but what a play. Still Carmel possession here. As it looks like number 22, Bella Diamore, throws it in. But right to the Lake Forest defender.
That is now
Diamore
given.
has the ball, though, back. Loses it.
That will be an offside, I believe.
Offside, yes. So Lake Forest now has the possession of their own. But nice sequence there by Carmel. Lake Forest with the kick. Squib kick or so, but Carmel
It deflects off
deflects out of
Carmel's
them, out of
Nora
bounds, and now it'll be a
Belmonte.
throw-in. 6 Sands. Sands throws it to 17 Tabor. Tabor trying to muscle through the Carmel defender. That's 12 Belmonte. But Carmel intercepts it. Number 2 Hartman. To 14, but back to Lake Forest. Lake Forest has got the ball. That's 8. Ava Walsh. Ava Walsh trying to just eliminate the defensive attack there. 23 with the ball.
Great move
And now
by
Carmel intercepted it.
Emily Fix.
Pass out wide, gets deflected by the Lake Forest defense, but you got number 12 Belmonte running down the field. Belmonte passing it out in the open stretch, but cleared out by Lake Forest.
Another great defensive stop by Lake Forest. Their defense has been really solid this game, and when something has slipped through the defense, which has not happened a lot, their goalie, Sarah Constantine, has been unbelievable.
So I don't know if you agree with me, Jack, but I really like these low-scoring, high defensive games because to me the intensity is always just higher.
I completely agree, Ronnie. A lot of people
Speaking of that, though, looks like Lake Forest had a quick opportunity there, but saved by the goalie Tecampe for Carmel. Carmel kicks it as it's passing the 50, trying to gain possession of the ball, and as they do, it's 11.
Emily Fix.
Emily Fix trying to move through the defender, and we got nice sportsmanship there. Something you like to see, as Ava Walsh was down and Fix picked her up. Almost 25 minutes remaining in the second half of this game, 0-0. Carmel has the ball, throw in out by Lake Forest, and they will attempt another throw in. Missed opportunity there by Carmel, and it looks like it'll be a Lake Forest goal kick. As we got a substitution here for Lake Forest. Ava Booty in, number 12. Number 15, Kate Biankowski. And number 16, Chloe Havastik are in the game. And Carmel also has a substitution, number 19, McCara Everett, the junior defenseman, in the game.
And now Lake Forest will push it down the field. To number 15 of Lake Forest, Kate Biankowski. Now number 4 of Lake Forest, Madeline Cummings, loses the ball to Carmel. Number 12 for Carmel has it. Nora Belmonte, who kicks it down the field again to her teammate, number 11, Emily Fix, who boots it into the air behind. Now Lake Forest has possession. And Ronnie, one thing we've seen every time Carmel, for the most part, has had the ball, Lake Forest has got it back fairly quickly.
Well, yeah, we talked about the defensive play great, and you've mentioned it, but I just kind of want to. Hannah Sands, number 6, and number 8, Ava Walsh, 2 defensive stonewalls.
Yeah, for sure.
Lake Forest, who really took the brunt of the game as in terms of controlling possession as well, but they've really defended well as well.
And to me, as right now, I would guess this game is not going to go to overtime. Personally, my prediction, at least for me, I think Lake Forest is going to win a 1-0 game. Ronnie, what do you think?
I disagree with you. I think they've had some chances and missing some opportunities. And you tend to see a lot of overtime shootout games in the playoffs. And I think both teams aren't budging. So I do disagree with you. I do think there will be overtime.
Yeah.
I think both these teams would rather be a decided winner before overtime. But I think overtime will decide this game. Or actually, I'm going to say a shootout, which is always fun to watch. We
Very
saw the World
fun.
Cup that
Oh,
night.
here we go!
As Lake Forest has a prime opportunity, but cleared out by Carmel. Oh my goodness, that was about to be a spectacular goal.
The goalie was taken down by Carmel, and Carmel recovered
Crazy sequence of events there, Jack. Try to explain to the viewers what exactly happened there.
So basically, Lake Forest had a big push. The goalie came out, missed the ball. Goalie was down on the ground. Everyone was scrambling for the ball, and Carmel came up with it and was able to clear.
Lake Forest has got the ball, though, as they're trying to get some good possession out of it, but out, and it will be another throw-in. as Hannah Sands has been very busy with the throw-ins this game.
For sure. Oh, no.
17
Lake
Lake
Forest!
Forest!
Now give it away. Carmel on the rush.
Carmel running.
Taken
But
away by
it's
3.
Benja Cole with a nice save there as she helps Lake Forest retain its possession.
That ball
Both
is...
teams are fighting for the ball there, and Lake Forest will retain its possession. Deep throw in. 14 Lake Forest has got the
Here's
ball.
a chance.
Passes it.
Oh!
My goodness.
A very good opportunity for Lake Forest. It's just wide of the post.
Great opportunity there. Very nice pass. I want to shout out number 14, Maeve Bradley, with the really nice pass right when she was about to get blocked defensively. And then number, I think 10, Hannah Belmonte, I don't know who that was, but that was a nice kick, just slightly wide.
And for me, at least, every time there's some pressure by either team, the crowd is just going crazy. This crowd is very into this game, which is very fun to see. It's not always that happens, so it's really cool to watch.
I get like a World Cup-esque feel to this game, right? Low
Yeah, for
scoring,
sure.
Intimidating crowds, great goalie saves. I mean, we didn't need to go to Qatar for this game. It's right here in Deerfield. We got the World Cup here in Deerfield. We got another game, and this has been a treat.
Yeah, for sure.
Constantine right now with the ball. Looks like she will kick it out for Lake Forest possession. As we got 20 minutes left in the second half. 0-0 contest. Ball taking a few high bounces. Lake Forest number 4, Cummins trying to take possession of the ball. As she does, she drives it down to 16. 16 doesn't get it though.
Now 12.
That's 12. That's Bodine. Bodine with the shot.
It is
It's no
wide.
good. It's wide. Barely wide on the right side.
Once again, Ronnie, Lake Forest, my pick, is having some major pressure in their offensive zone.
They've really, ever since that save by Sarah Constantine, they just always have a leg up.
And for me, at
You gotta
least,
get it in. I mean,
I feel like defensive plays, big saves, really get the team going. Almost for me, more than a goal. If it's a 0-0 game and someone makes an unbelievable save, I think everybody really gets into it, and it leads to offense. So in my opinion, defense leads to offense, especially in soccer.
we got Carmel with the possession. The number 11,
Emily
Kastner with the
Fix.
ball, dribbling towards the middle of the field.
Oh, no!
Amazing pass. We got 14 racing on the field, but no good.
The goalie takes care of it. Number 1, Sarah
Prime opportunity there
Constantine.
for Carmel. Pass a little too deep, but they still have the ball. Looks like it's number 12 with the kick. Passes it in the middle of the field. 11 dribbling through some defenders. That's Kellner, but gets it stolen.
That's turned over. Here are Lake
We got-
Forest chance. Number 16 for Lake Forest, Chloe Hovstick. And that is offside.
Whew. We can take a deep breath now. That was
Unbelievable action.
pulsing, ruthless, rampant. Any word you want to say. Those last 5-6 minutes were quite incredible. Great soccer to watch.
For sure. Very, very exciting game here at Paul Adams Field. It's a beautiful night out tonight.
Yeah, nice breeze too. It's
Yeah,
warm, but
it's
it's got a nice
perfect.
breeze. A perfect summer night.
No clouds in the
People are
sky.
excited. School year ending. Summer activities are starting to begin as well. Memorial Day on the horizons.
For sure.
Pool parties, all the good stuff.
Yep.
Returning into the game, number 7, Eva Delgado for Carmel.
Emma Delgado just returned the game for Carmel. The sophomore midfielder gives him some fresh legs.
Here comes
Carmel's
Carmel.
got the ball.
Great
pass too high.
defensive play once again by
Headed
the
by number
stone
13,
walls.
Sophia Benja-Cole. She had some really nice defensive plays as of late.
I think, Ronnie, we should just call them the stone walls, the Lake Forest defenders.
They quite are. I mean, literally, you cannot get past them. That's so far as it seemed. The stone wall.
Oh, Lake
defenses
Forest
from Lake
chance.
Forest.
17 minutes remaining in this contest.
Carmel's got possession. It's number 2. Hartman.
No
Tussled
foul.
and ran through the defender. No foul. The Lake Forest fans were calling for one. But it's Carmel possession. Carmel number 11 with the ball.
Emily.
That's Kaiser. Excuse me, that's Emily Fix. Pass it to 15 Miller. Jillian Miller. Passes out wide up front to 12. It's out of bounds.
Lake Forest will regain possession.
Again, these teams
Number 3 of Lake
will
Forest.
play for the sectional championship. That will be played on Friday against the winner of Deerfield and St. Viator, which starts approximately 20 to 30 minutes after the contest right here. So stick on. We'll be broadcasting that game as well, giving you all the coverage you need. As Lake Forest has got the ball. 2 gets tackled down.
No foul.
The refs are letting him play here, Jack.
For sure. The refs, multiple calls that I think should have been
Lake Forest
fouls.
has possession. It's number 9, Rice. Rice surveying the options, but completely just turns it over. A gap there by Rice.
But number 3 of Lake Forest, Sophia Benjicol, takes care of it.
Benjicol's played a really, really solid second
Yeah.
half. I didn't call her name much in the first half. The second half, she's really showed up. It's been the stonewall in the defense even talking
For
about.
sure, yeah. Her, Hannah Sands,
Into the game for the
Ava
Corsairs,
Walsh,
number 7,
all have been
Ellen Delgado.
very, very,
Number
very
12,
solid
Mirabelle Monte.
at defense
And
today.
number 20, Peyton Carney.
Looks like Lake Forest has a little student section on the left side of the bleachers here.
And
As it's a short drive just down Waukegan Road here from Lake Forest High School to Deerfield High School. A little further for Carmel, but they also have a really nice supporting crowd.
for sure.
Lake Forest has the ball. Looks like that's number 9, Rice. Rice, spinorama there. As Lake Forest pushes up their field. They got the ball still. As it's 17. Tabor.
Up, here we
Wide
go!
open 20. But just a little
collected.
too much, and it's saved by Abby Takempe. Takempe slows it down. Kicks it up high. Right to the 50-yard line midfield. Heads it. And it looks like who's that? Number 20 for Carmel.
It's
It's
wild.
out wide left. Prime opportunity there.
Ava Walsh was hustling back and put very much pressure
Honestly, I'm
on.
stunned that didn't go in. Like,
Yeah,
that was...
I think Ava Walsh played a huge key in that. She got back so fast and was able to just put some pressure on to make her shoot it, and it was wide of the net. Special thanks to Timothy Lovejoy for doing our camera today.
Timothy always does a great job for us.
Yep.
It's a Carmel corner kick.
We also got Ian Van Every doing the
Scoreboard grabs.
the one-of-the-kind one we got here at Deerfield High School. We love our scoreboard. And Sam Schwartz doing the PA announcing.
Corner kick now for Carmel. That is a dangerous. It is wide, but it'll still
Too
be in
much steam
play.
there for Lake Forest.
Now-
Carmel, excuse me, Lake Forest has got the ball though, but stolen. Carmel has possession. Carmel in the 20, stolen by the Scouts. Ball by the sideline,
Is that a bounce?
and looks like Lake Forest will get the possession this time.
Lake Forest substitutions. Into the game, number 5.
In the game for Lake Forest, number 5, the junior midfielder Elizabeth Finn. Number 14, Mavie Bradley. And number
23.
23, Lily Cran, the senior.
And as we speak, Deerfield's varsity soccer is making their way from the Deerfield athletic entrance on to Adams Field to prepare for their matchup against St. Viator at 6:30. Please stick around. It's going to be a great game, and the winner of this game will play the winner of that game on Friday here at Paul Adams Field.
Got some scuffling for the ball as Carmel tried to gain possession there, but got stolen. Lake Forest with the ball, number 14. Bradley. Midfield to 9. 9 tried to push it back, but Carmel's got possession. Carmel gets it stolen, though.
Here comes
As
Lake
this game's
Forest.
a seesaw battle. Great move by number 8, Ava Walsh. Dribbling down the field towards her side, 20-10, by the 10-yard line. A nice steal by Jillian Miller for Carmel as she kicks it wide. And Lake Forest will have to reset.
Just passing the 11.5-minute mark here at Adamsfield.
Into the game for the Scouts, number 4, Madeline Cummins, and number 7, Sophie Coutier.
Sophie Goutier and Madison Conan in for Carmel. Some experienced forwards there for some fresh legs. Lake Forest threw it in to number 7, Guther, who lost it. Carmel's got the ball, though, now, pushing it upfield. And out of bounds again. Kick high in the sky. Carmel looks like they got their possession. As they do. Driving down the field.
Oh, the Carmel has a big
14.
chance. It's offside.
Offside. Wow. It looked like Madison Conan had the chance of her lifetime.
It's a 3 on
barely
nothing.
Offside there.
3 on
And nobody
nothing
could
almost.
just find the net.
Yep.
We got a Constantine goal kick once again. Excuse me, it is not a goal kick. It is their defender. It looks like Hannah Sands will make the kick. Kicks it towards midfield, pass it. Lake Forest 14 with the ball. Bradley, but turns it over. Carmel recouping the possession. As 11 passes it to the Lake Forest defender, and the ball kicked up high again. Ball going back and forth now. Look at that.
Pinball-like.
We got pinball here at Deerfield High School in Adamsfield. As we say, we're known for sports, and we just saw another sport here,
Yeah.
which is always nice to see. Number 2 passes it to 11. That's Fix. Fix defended by 15. Bianskowski for Lake Forest. Fix steals the ball, though, trying to rough and tussle through it, but does get stolen.
They will reset, put it back, but that is putting pressure on by Lake Forest number 5, Elizabeth Flynn. Now Lake Forest number 5, Elizabeth Flynn, putting more pressure on Carmel's number 15, Jillian Miller. Now that is stolen by number 6 of Lake Forest, Hannah Sands.
We got number 11, Emily Fix, who's had a lot of the possession lately. She had the ball. Tried passing it to 20. But off the line a little bit. That was Carney. Now Lake Forest on the sideline, trying to push it upfield. As they attempt to, but get stolen.
And from what I can
now
see,
there's a race to the ball by the 40. But we're in their Carmel's side of the field.
taking a look back at baseball, it is now tied 2-2 in the top of the 4th inning. And from what I can see, DSI's own Dylan Zuber is warming up in the bullpen. Maybe the bells will ring today.
Oh, yeah, the bells always ring with Dylan Zuber. Great member of DSI, going to University of Minnesota. But not just that, he is apparently wants to become a football coach. So, one of these days, maybe you'll see him at the University of Minnesota as a football intern. But getting off topic here, we got number 12, Belmonte, dribbling up to 11.
Here we go!
But Lake Forest now.
Number
has got the
4!
wide open. That's number 4.
Great move!
Move there by Cummins, passes it to 5,
Oh!
and no, she loses it.
Unbelievable
Wow.
chance for Lake Forest, and it's just tipped off
What
of
an
her
effort
foot.
there. What a pass by Flynn, and Cummins just lost the ball. That's unfortunate.
And it's given right away to Carmel. That is given back to Lake Forest and back to Carmel. Now Carmel with a little bit of pressure, Number 3, Sophia Benjoko, back for Lake Forest.
The stone walls look like they have brought back up.
Yep. Here comes Lake Forest with a possession.
They kick it out wide. Looks like Carmel got it, though, and they gain possession. Number 2, Hartman. Passes out wide to 20.
That is
and
out of
it'll be a
bounds.
corner kick, though, for Carmel as it was off the Lake Forest defender.
Now with 6:30 remaining
Things are
here.
getting real tense here, as you can see. You
For
do not want
sure.
to be the one who makes the mistake in this.
No, you do not.
Taking the corner, number 15, Jillian Miller.
Jillian Miller will be taking the corner as there is 6 minutes about remaining in the second half. Again, if this game is tied, it will not be a draw. It will go to an overtime period, which then, if it's still tied, will be going to penalty kicks.
I believe the overtime period is a 5-minute after regulation break.
I think it's, I think it's 10 minutes in 2 different 10-minute halves.
Yeah, no, I was just saying there's a 5-minute
Yeah, there's
intermission.
a 5-minute
between.
intermission, yes.
And then we have 2 10-minute halves, then nobody scores then. I believe the 2 10-minute halves are played no matter what. And if no one's leading then, it's not like hockey where the first goal wins. If no one's leading after that, then it will still be penalty kicks, and that would be very exciting to watch. Now number 23 for Lake Forest,
Got
Lily
stolen,
Cran.
though, by number 7, Delgado. Delgado passes it to 22, Diamore. Diamore back to midfield, gets stolen by Lake Forest. Passes up midfield. Both teams trying to get possession.
And a foul.
And some rough play. A foul, and it looks like it's going to be Carmel possession. We got a goal kick here by Constantine. Constantine passes it to 20. 20 with a nice little juke there. 14
Lake
passes it
Forest,
quickly
it's going to be a race to the
50.
goal, and the goalie will take care of it. Great play by Abby Kempe. Takes off pressure off of Carmel's defenders. Oh no, turnover by
Both
Lake
teams,
Forest.
neither with the possession. Off the Carmel foot, and it'll be Lake Forest throwing. Lake Forest trying to push it up quickly. But it looks like they're going to put some substitutions in for Lake Forest. The fresh bodies in for Lake Forest are number 16, Chloe Hofstick, and number 17, Lainey Tabor, who have both been in the game and have had nice contributions. Number 7 gets stolen from Lake Forest, so it's Carmel with the ball. 14 tried passing it to 20, but it's back to Lake Forest. Lake Forest pushing it upfield. It's 23 now. Crane tried passing it back,
Giveaway.
stolen again.
Now a chance for Carmel, excuse me.
It's number 12, Belmonte. Belmonte passes it towards the middle. Cleared out by Lake Forest. 23, Crane.
Here we
Crane
go
with the
for
ball.
Lake Forest.
And intercepted. Not so fast, though, as Lake Forest still has the possession. 8 Walsh dribbling down the field using her immaculate speed.
They will play on. Here is a chance for Lake Forest. That is kicked.
Oh! Ava Walsh!
What a shot!
by Walsh as the clock was expiring under 3 minutes.
What a shot!
And racing down the field. Outstanding! And Lake Forest, we talked about their opportunities. We talked
I
about the
told you,
momentum.
Ronnie! I told you!
I was wrong. And Lake Forest now looks like they have gained possession in this game.
It is electric here at Paul Adams Field.
We've seen Walsh here really have great contributions in the game, make impactful plays, and now she's the reason why. It looks like Lake Forest will be going on to the championship game. Not over quite yet, though.
2 minutes and 50 seconds. Still plenty of time, and now Lake Forest with another opportunity.
Now Lake Forest is going to try to play some keep away, now.
I think they'll still try to attack a fair amount, but they're
going to
definitely should
want
focus on
possession.
defense.
That's exactly what they want. So they got it now. And the Lake Forest fans are, wow.
Very
they
loud.
got very excited. It's great stuff to see.
Now a chance for Lake Forest once again.
Speaking of Lake Forest, they're driving again. That's 4. That's Cummins.
About 2 minutes
It's a
remain in this
14
match.
Bradley. It's a 17.
Smart play.
Taylor.
Just to get it out of there. Oh, chance!
Oh, chance for 12.
Oh!
And hits the goal post, not the goal post.
The field
goal. More sports here. Things are getting really wild here on this Taco Tuesday evening here at Deerfield High School. The Carmel now will get the possession they very much need.
Here, up. Great defense
Right
by
back
Lake
to
Forest.
Carmel number 2, Hartman, passing it upfield. Both teams tussling through the ball back and forth, pinballing once again. And it looks like it'll be a Lake Forest throw-in.
1 minute and 10 seconds remain in this game.
It's really crunch time here, and if Carmel wants to send this game to overtime, they got to attack right now.
For sure.
They just got what they needed, though. It's their ball, but stolen by Lake Forest as they're trying to push up field.
Now number 12 for Lake Forest.
Bodine defended closely by 22 Diamore. No foul there. 16's got the ball.
Now number 12.
Back to 12 as it was deflected off the Carmel defender. 30 seconds remaining. And saved by Carmel.
They need a push.
One last gap here for Carmel. Place is tense.
Oh no.
Lake Forest 4 Cummins with the balls. Time stop. 19 seconds remaining.
17.
It looks like it's going to be Lake Forest ball. I guess time isn't
15.
stopped. 14, 13, 12. And it
Oh.
looks like it's going to be a Lake Forest.
The Lake Forest fans
winner.
rising to their feet.
They are rising. They are getting excited.
5,
And
4,
3,
2, 1. The
Lake
Scouts
Forest
have
is on
won.
to the sectional final off that goal by Ava Walsh. The score, Lake Forest 1, Carmel 0.
I called it, Ronnie.
The game we wanted to see, we saw. What
It is a big
crazy
upset.
game. They will play the winner.
The
Deerfield
9 seed
and
takes
St.
down the
Viator.
1. The 9 seed takes down the 1. I called it. 1-0 game. What do you think, Ronnie?
I'm just thinking, we got May Madness here, baby. We got May Madness here at Deerfield.
I have a feeling.
Anything can happen.
I have a really good feeling the next game's
Sun's
going to
out.
be just like it.
And now Lake Forest will wait its opponent to make state. What a game. And
What an atmosphere here.
we thank you for tuning in. It's Ronnie here, the play-by-play announcer, as well as the caller,
Jack
Jack
Klopfer.
Klopfer, as well as Josh Koifman, who took you through the first half. Stick around for Deerfield St. Viator. Signing off.
Fans coming up next.